And JJ Redick looks like he's on to something as the head coach. He looked very comfortable out there. They played through AD. Anthony Davis was incredible in that game. I think it was 36 and 16 in that game. 100th game of 25 plus points and 15 plus rebounds in his career, I believe. I saw that stat. I mean, I'm impressed. I don't know what you take away from that. The Timberwolves looked a little disinterested at sometimes. They have a lot of new players they're trying to incorporate, but I think you give JJ Redick a pretty good grade for his NBA coaching debut.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been saying it from the start. Like, this guy is such a basketball genius. How would it not work? Like, I really think that he alone, I think their over-under was like 44.5 wins. Like, I'm taking the over just on JJ Redick himself. Like, I just think he is so smart when it comes to basketball. And he already had such a picture in his mind of like how he would operate that team and like how he wants to run things through Anthony Davis, actually run things through Anthony Davis, not just say that he's going to run things through AD, but actually do it. Because we had heard that for so long with the Lakers and it was still LeBron's team. You know what I mean? But like, you know, I think that he had that team moving the ball better than they did last year. Their defensive rotations were a little bit more crisp. They were finding open shooters on the perimeter. Like they didn't shoot it all that well, but they were finding open shooters on the perimeter. Like you could see the processes in place of like, okay, this is like something, you know, these things are intentional. Like these things that they're doing are intentional. And that's because, you know, Redick is putting these players in a position to be successful. And then, you know, on the Anthony Davis front, like I think it's something where we've known this. He's a top 10 player in the league when he wants to be a top 10 player in the league. And when he's playing with that extra edge of motivation, like that's when we get to see the AD that was, you know, dubbed to be someone who could be the best player in the league one day. And he shows flashes of that a decent amount, just not all the time. And when he's healthy, you know, I don't think there's anybody that would argue he's a top 15 player in the NBA. But when he's healthy and motivated, that's top 10, maybe top 7. Like that's the guy that we saw last night on Tuesday night, who, you know, he's going at Rudy Gobert, who I think a lot of people take that matchup personally, but Anthony Davis holding himself to the standard that he does as a defender and having 0 DPOYs to Rudy Gobert's 4, like I think that's a matchup that he takes very personally. And I think that's why we saw the performance that we did. But, you know, I mean, that's just, he's still young, man. Like, well, not young. He's getting into the later stage of his career, but like, like relatively young. Like, you know, he is going to be
he's really young.
Right. Yeah. But like, you know, young enough to, I'm saying to like, you know, have an entire season of what we saw on Tuesday night is basically the point that I'm trying to make.
For sure.
If Anthony Davis is that version of Anthony Davis locked in all year, if JJ Redick pulls that out of him, like this Lakers team is going to be scary because again, like this is a borderline top 10 player in the league on any given night. And when he's bringing it on both ends of the floor and you know, really bringing an attitude in the paint, like there's not many players in the league who can stop this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you again, like you heard Anthony Davis at the end of the game. He had that block on Rudy Gobert and he like let the crowd know about it. Then after the game, he said, that's defensive player of the year level intensity. So he definitely takes that personally. I think the big thing with him is getting him to take everything personally, finding something. And JJ Redick is a type of basketball genius, type of sicko that kind of knows those buttons to press and the right way to do it. And my last thought on that is I think the NBA messed around and messed up and let the Lakers get Dalton Connect. He, you know, that he had 5 points, hit a 3 on opening night. And you mentioned that the Lakers were 5 of 30 from 3 on opening night, but JJ Redick said in the huddle, you guys are taking threes, they're going to go in. Like he just understands the importance, the value of them shooting the ball more, the floor spacing. Bron didn't have to have a crazy game. I think he finished with 16 points, 5 boards and 4 assists. Like, you know, that's just a ho-hum night by his standards. But the fact that he was able to do that and they were able to defeat the team that was a Western Conference finalist last year says a lot about this Lakers ceiling and what they could potentially accomplish this season.